Hey people, we're here, hanging out in the closet.
I can't find my straws again.
Where'd they go? Where'd you
I
hide
don't
them?
know.
I bet they're... You need straws?
Well, I do need
Are
a
they
straw
up there
because
somewhere?
I don't want to...
Are they up there?
I don't know.
On one
Anyway,
of the shelves with our clothes?
I don't know what's happening. People take my stuff around
I
here.
doubt somebody's in here taking our straws.
Listen, Runyon, we live in a house full of kids. People take our stuff
I know.
all the time. I'm tired of it. Anyway, what's up?
Hey,
Sorry, I didn't mean to start off all grouchy like.
I know.
But I just went to take a drink of my drink and my straw wasn't there, and I
Yeah,
looked
panicky.
I looked over on my shelf where my straws in the closet, which I know that's strange to some people, usually are, and
I
they're
bet
not
they're
there.
covered up with clothes or something over there. I mean, this is serious. This is like a big deal.
Angie's lost her straws. Anyway, I'm really super excited though about this week. You want to know why?
Why?
Because it's Halloween week.
Ooh.
I know. We went to
Probably won't get posted till it's Christmas,
shut up.
but...
We'll get this out. We went to 2 parties over the weekend, and we went bowling.
We
And
did go bowling.
We did,
yeah.
and we dressed up.
And I beat you all down
We
in
dressed
the
up as
bowling lanes.
trying to forget that, but we dressed up as hippies with friends of ours, and we went hippie bowling.
Was I the only one that broke 100 in all the games we played?
You running all the games we played.
All of them.
All 2 of
Tons
them.
of games.
All-
but I broke hundreds.
When you say
I broke hundreds. Hundreds.
when you say all the games we played, it's like we were there. We played 2,
I was just getting
Ghosts.
warm, too.
and you broke 100 once, and you barely broke 100. Would you get like 105?
No.
Dude.
It was not 105. It was like 128.
I want to
Yes,
call
it
Michael.
was. It was like
No,
128.
No.
Or 118. It was in the teens.
Dude, are you sure?
It was over 110.
Did you
'cause
take a
I was
picture?
balling on that.
Did you take a picture? It didn't happen then. You barely broke 100.
I didn't barely break 100. I barely broke 100 in my 8th frame, yo.
Oh my gosh, you're such a liar. Anyway,
And I hadn't bowled in years. Now it's
You're
on.
proud
I'm
of
going
breaking-
back.
breaking
I
100 is
love
really...
bowling. I just got to get my stride right.
Yes, stroke it just right.
Stride right. Isn't
Stride
that a
right.
shoe or a shoe store? Or
It's a shoe store. I did not do very well with bowling, but I came in 2nd place.
You did.
So we held 1st and 2nd place, this household.
We'd have been solid as a team.
A bowling
And
team.
you would have scored better if we'd have been a team because I would have pushed you.
Well, if I did it more, I would be better as well, which you would too. But
Oh, yeah. That's how it works in life. The more you do something, the better you get at it.
practice makes perfect, bruh.
That's right.
But anyway, it was fun. We had a good time. We dressed up like hippies. We were the only ones dressed up there. And these ladies came in at the end of our 2nd game, and they were what we thought were going to be serious bowlers. And they were giving us, because they were bowling in that lane right next to us, and they were giving us looks like we were stupid.
Well, no, it was more like they came in there like we lane 12. That's our lane.
Right.
We're lane 12 on Friday nights
Right.
at 8 o'clock.
Right.
That's our lane.
And they had their own bags with their own balls in them, and they were older ladies, older than us. And you thought that they were going to be really good, because this one lady sits down and she gives the guy we were with like this once over, like, who are you? And she gets out her wrist brace, right? And she starts like Velcroing that crap up. And I'm like, shoot, she's serious. She's got a wrist
I thought she was
brace.
going to bowl a 300.
I thought she was going to be Mac Daddy, getting up there, spinning the ball with a little spin on it, not even
Like
putting
that
her fingers
dude.
in the hole, and just rolling the ball down. So I'm like, oh gosh, she's serious. And she gets up there, and I'm like, well, son of a bitch, she's not even that good.
No, she wasn't good. She sucked.
She
I wanted to
disappointed.
heckle her.
Well, she heckled you because we're leaving and putting our balls back, and Jeff had a cup of ice. Ice water. Ice was left, and he set it by his chair on the floor because they didn't have tables, or it wasn't
Yeah, it was
very
not a very good bowling
wasn't a very
alley.
good bowling alley. There wasn't really many places to put your drink, so he just put it on the
No.
floor so he could change his shoes.
I
And he
was
forgot.
coming back for it because I had to carry 3 bowling balls to put up because other people didn't put their bowling balls up.
Well,
And
are you
that's-
subbing me right now?
I'm
Because I was putting
subbing everybody.
your shoes away.
There is, well, then you get a pass, but there's bowling alley etiquette. And I know what the lady was getting all pissy about. My cup, I leave it for 30 seconds, and she's huffing and puffing, or maybe she just, because she was really overweight. Maybe that's why she's huffing and puffing. But I was going to get my cup. So just hold it down, lady.
I know, but do you know who got yelled at?
Who?
Me. He forgot his ice. I was like, oh, gosh. I mean, she barked at me.
I like it.
I was like, simmer down.
You should have been like...
Chihuahua.
Yeah, no.
So she was. She was just like...
Well, freaking
easy, Runyon.
She had that wrist guard on though, and I wonder because I got a carpal tunnel strap for my arm. I wonder if that'll help my bowling game. I don't ever use it. It's just at my desk.
Dude, I don't know. You could try
for ergonomics. I don't even know what that's for. I don't even know what that means.
It.
But ergonomically correct bowling style.
Do you have an ergonomically correct keyboard where it's like split in the middle? I can't stand it.
Oh, that's stupid.
They tried to give me one when I used to work in the corporate America and I had to type all day. They almost forced me to use it, and I rebelled. I was like, if I have to use this keyboard, I quit.
I could not do that because I'd have to look down and then my eyes would split
it's
to each side because I'd be like, I can't. No, man, I got one of those desks though. What are they called? The stand-up desks where I can just pop that thing up and stand there and type
now
during the day.
Now you need a treadmill so you can walk while you type.
That would be really weird.
No, that'd be great.
It would, but it'd be weird.
It'd be great. Well, okay, so we went to 2 Halloween parties on Saturday, and we got all dressed up, and I was super excited because Runyon is not really that much of a Halloween person, and he doesn't really like to dress up. I have to, beg him to dress up. But he dressed up.
We'll call it begging. That's what we'll call it.
Well, I do. I have to beg you. I have to...
You have to shame me or,
Well, I didn't want you to be the only one at the party not dressed up. You don't want to be that
I like
guy.
the one dude's outfit. At the first party we went to, he wore jeans and a T-shirt, and he had tape across his chest, and it said costume.
That was stupid. I just want to punch that guy. That's just, just go away. He doesn't get any drinks. Not at my party. No, but listen, we were skeletons, and we did really well. And
I liked it. I can't wait to paint my face again, actually.
Jeff looked up, I looked up on Pinterest how to cut skeleton shirts. We found a Martha Stewart video, of course, and Jeff really loved watching that Martha Stewart video on how to cut shirts.
She does it for me for some reason.
Oh, my gosh. Please
just
tell me.
Just knowing that she was in prison, I know that she would just dominate.
If you could see my face right now, I'm disgusted. That's why we need to be videoing this.
She would bake something.
Right.
She'd bake something, and she would come up with some creative craft idea, and then she would just whip and snap her whip and do some crazy, freaky, creative stuff that nobody's ever heard of or seen in your life while you're eating a brownie with whipped topping that you've never even tasted before.
She would handcuff you in the meantime while doing it.
Okay.
She's rough. Speaking of whips, my whip is supposed to come in the mail, and I gotta check on that right now because it was supposed to be here.
It's not a car, is it? It's
no,
just
a real. I'm
whip.
Being Catwoman.
God, I thought you ordered a car for a second. Oh, my whip! No. My new whip's gonna be here.
Oh my gosh, not that kind of whip, Jeffrey.
Let me say this.
Talking about the whip for my costume.
About the second party we went to, which was awesome.
Well, I wasn't done talking about our skeleton.
All right, she's gonna finish talking about our skeleton, and then I'm gonna say what I was gonna say if I remember what I was gonna say.
Well, remember it because I was talking
I'll try.
first. So anyway, we did the shirts and then we painted our faces. That's really all I was gonna say. But I was super proud of myself because I was gonna have Jeffrey paint my face because I didn't think I could do it, and I painted my own face, and I think I did a pretty darn good job.
You did a great job. You did a better job than I did.
No, I don't think that. But anyway, what were you going to say?
Shoot, I do.
At that second party, what?
That second party, so there were some drag people. Is that how you refer to them?
Drag queens?
Yeah. Drag queens. They were dressed up. Not as drag queens, but they were drag queens. They're usually drag queens when they do the drag stuff. But they were in the room where the pizza was because there was different rooms. And there was a room where a football game was on, and I kept going into that room to check out the football game with the guy with the men's men, the man's man, the men's men. They were in there.
Right.
Well, this time I ducked in, and it was the drag queens, and the men's men were gone. They had got run out of the football game. They're like, oh, we're gonna leave. So what do? You know me. When I enter a room, I walk in, I'm like, "What's up, guys?"
Oh my gosh.
And the one said, I was like, "What? Do I need to watch my..." And when I said, "Do I need to watch my..." Hold on, how do I refer to? And it's very confusing because it's a queen.
I know.
Right? So what do I say? So when that person said, I said, "I need to watch my pronouns," is what that person said was pronouns.
The drag queen said that?
Yes. And I was like, yes, my pronouns. But I'm not really good at it. And really, I just was being that dude coming in the room being like, "What's up, guys?" And technically you are guys. All three of you guys are guys. But they were very, very, very feminine. And they were very proud of this.
Well, they should be, but were they rude to you?
No, they came across rude, but they were just...
Oh, they were just... They
were messing with me. So
Phew.
I said, "Look, when I meant guys, it wasn't a gender thing. It was like, the greeting is like, 'Hey, what's up?' Right? It's like,
why don't you
if it would have been all women in the room, I would have come in and been like, 'Hey guys, what's up?' Right?
And
even
you
if it's
would have
all
got
women.
some uptight women to be like, "I'm not a man, but okay." You know what I mean? So why
But
don't
I
you
don't
just...
mean guys.
I know, but why don't
People,
you just...
freaking, we live in a sensitive world. It drives me crazy.
I wish you could see. We do need to video
It drives me crazy.
We need to be videoing these.
Intent does not matter anymore.
His face is red.
Listen, this guy, they were messing with me, and I just went right back at him, messing with him. And the one dude had a headdress on of gayness.
Right.
A headdress of gayness. If you out there can see this, it was like an Indian headdress, but it wasn't. It just had gay stuff cut out. It had like naked dudes with six packs, bent over, showing their butts. Had enemas taped on it. It had like article things in it. What did it say? Daddy something?
I don't even
So
know.
what do I do? I start asking them questions about it.
Oh,
and then this guy, this dude, this drag queen, which I don't know if he's a drag queen that night.
I don't even
But he had his gay American flag. It was like the American flag was the regular blue part, but the rest of it was rainbows.
Right.
And he was flying that flag all night.
Yep.
He didn't need it. And we had a great conversation because I wanted to know about stuff on his head. His TP head, like the headdress. That was totally probably offensive to some Native Americans, so I'm sorry out there. But he was explaining to me about, I said, "What's the tube up there?" And I was touching it.
You touched his headdress?
Yeah, man, I got to touch the headdress. I was
Oh,
like, "Look at that
gosh.
six-pack, man.
Don't
Look at that
touch-
six-pack."
Don't touch people's
And
costumes.
he was giggling, and I was like, "What's this tube up here?" He's like, "Tube?" I was like, "Yeah, the tube, the bulb, like the like
syringe.
That what is that?" He's like, "Oh." He's like, "Well, let me educate you, sir." And I was like, "Okay, I'm all ears." He's like, "Well, when you have gay sex, we like to, how do you put it? Clean out our butt?" I don't think he said it like that. He said something about, but basically clean it is an enema. And I was like, but it had like a cap on it, right? It had a cap on it. And that's what I touched. And so he goes, "And yes, it has been used." And I was like,
no.
"The cap hadn't been up your butt, has it?" Like,
You didn't say that.
And then yes, I did. And
you
he
go-
was like, "You'll never know."
Did you go wash your hands?
Yes, I washed my hands. I poured vodka like there's a bottle of vodka. I was like pouring vodka over my hands. And he was like, I was like, "But seriously, man, I need to know something because you said during gay sex you got to clean that booty out, And I said, "Is it always gay sex though? What if a man and a woman are having sex in the booty hole?"
Runyon.
And it's a legitimate question. Is that really gay sex? And
Well, no.
we didn't really get into it because we got distracted by something.
Thank goodness you got distracted because that could have gone really bad.
Why though? I mean, I wanted to know what they thought. I had a captive audience of queens.
Course, if you're going to do that in that area, no matter if you're a man or a woman, it should...
Well, you want to clean it out, but I'm not even talking about cleaning it out. I'm talking about Okay, so if a man and a woman do it that way, I'm saying, is it considered gay sex?
No.
Because some people might say, well, why you want to go no? If you're unless you're gay.
Well,
that doesn't make sense to me.
Miseducated.
That's stupid to me.
But
anyway,
well,
that's neither here nor there.
I'm
We're
sorry
going
you had
way.
that. Let me bring this back. Let me circle this back around.
That was my fun time with some queens in the kitchen trying to just watch a little football.
Watch football, and then you're talking about enemas.
Mm-hmm.
That escalated quickly.
Yeah, it did.
Well, my little thing with the party was that it seems like no matter where we go. So I'm at a Halloween party, right? We're dressed up. We're dressed up as skeletons. We're really not recognizable, which I wish it could have stayed that way. But when we go to parties and go out to dinner or anything, people always feel like they have to talk about fitness with me.
Well, it's an easy conversation starter.
But you don't, I know that. But like this is my time off. Like people don't understand. Do you want to talk about insurance at a party? Absolutely. If you say yes, I'm.
It's what I love.
No, it's not. if somebody realized you were an insurance agent and they started talking to you about homeowners insurance, you'd be like, "Mother effer, I'm at
I would
a
be like,
party."
I don't do homeowners insurance.
Jeffrey, but just say you did. Will you go along with this for a second?
Homeowners is not insurance. Now, commercial insurance?
Dear Lord.
What are we talking about? EPLI maybe?
Jeff,
what about D&O coverage? Like that I could talk to somebody about.
Can you be hypothetical for a second? Like for a second, let's pretend you sold homeowners insurance because clearly I don't know exactly what you do.
I agree with you. I definitely not want to talk about that except for when I have to. Not homeowners insurance.
So I'm at a party and I'm having beverages and I'm eating things that I shouldn't be eating because I do that at a party. I'm not like this person that goes around eating 100% on track when I go to a party.
You're a bad girl at parties.
Well, I'm at a party. I saved my stuff for party. So everybody needs to, everybody's putting, well, not everybody, but a few ladies are putting stuff on their plate and they look at me knowing what I do and they're like, I know you don't approve of this. I know this isn't one. I'm like, bitch, eat your chips. Leave me, like, you don't need my, like, what? It drives me crazy. It makes me feel bad. Like,
yeah, because you don't judge people.
Do I have that look on my face like you getting them chips?
No, I think it's just because you're the fitness girl.
And then they start, so I'm like mindlessly eating my chips or my crackers and cheese with my drink in my hand. And they're like, this lady, she pulls her shirt up. She's like, I got to get rid of this. And she starts shaking her belly at me. How can I get rid of this? And I'm like, I don't want to talk about it. Like, we can schedule a consultation. And we can sit down and talk about it. But right now, I'm trying to get my drink on, and I'm dressed as a skeleton, and I don't want to be talking about this. Is that so wrong of me that, like, I don't want to talk about work?
I like where your head's at. No, what you do is you close them. Let's schedule a consultation. How's Tuesday at 10 look for you?
Seriously.
You get them in the door, and you talk to them serious when it's time to talk serious.
But for now,
we're at a party. Let's dance, girl.
And then I heard somebody get a piece of pizza out of the box, and they said, "Don't let Angie see you eating that." I'm like, why?
Well, that's just a good. At least you're on everybody's mind.
I mean, I guess.
And they love you, so that's why they do that.
I know, but it makes me feel a certain type of way when I'm in a social situation. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Happens to me all the time.
Like you're the party pooper?
Right. I never said to eat that pizza. Have 4 pieces. Have a freaking box. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't ever judge anybody at a party. I don't judge anybody anyway, but like,
no, it's just if they've asked you to hold them accountable, that's when you're hard on them.
My clients were there, so I get it. The hostess was one of my clients. She's been my client since day one. But at the same time, I'm a real, like, my type of guidance and training, I'm a realist. Like, I'm a real person.
You gotta live life, man.
Exactly. And we are at a Halloween party. Well, let's have fun. But anyway, that's just other than that, I had a great time. But I almost wanted to wear a sign that said, "Do not talk to me about
that." Can
fitness.
be your costume next year, the anti-fitness instructor.
What could that be? I'll just come dressed as a big old.
We'll get you a sumo costume.
Yeah, something like that. I don't know. But anyway, but we still have 2 more times to dress up, and you're not going to.
Are you serious?
Well, we have trick or treat, and I have to dress up for work. And here's the thing:
nobody's giving me candy. Nobody's giving me candy.
I'll give you a freaking piece of candy if you throw some paint on. I've prepaid for that crap. Listen, throw some paint on your face or something. tomorrow. Well, trick or treat. But at work, at the gym, I'm trying to hype everybody up to dress up on Wednesday. And this guy, Runyon, he's not even dressing up. You're not even dressing up.
I got to work.
So does everybody else.
I got a job.
So does everybody else.
I want you to give me a list of all the people who dress up, and I want to know what their jobs are.
You're rude. You are really rude. There are people that dressed up last year that has jobs. Here's what you do. You take your gym bag, you unzip it. You put your costume in it, you zip it back up. Then you go do your little job. You go sell your homeowner's insurance.
I don't sell homeowner's insurance, but I support those that do. I have lots of agents that do sell homeowner's insurance.
And then you come to the gym and you go in the bathroom real quick. And instead of putting on your gym clothes, you put on your little Halloween costume and you do your freaking workout. And then you put your clothes back on just like you do every day. Instead of gym clothes, you're going to have a little costume that you can wear to work out in. It's superheroes. Surely to goodness, you could come up with some pants, a Superman t-shirt, and a freaking cape.
I can come up with a Superman t-shirt.
And a freaking cape. I want a cape.
What?
It's not a costume. It's just you wearing a superhero shirt. If you don't have a cape.
What do I
you
get a
can
cape?
make one. Pinterest it. Look at your girlfriend Martha Stewart's page. I don't care. Put the damn cape on and be a superhero. Now that's not that hard. See, I just solved your problem.
You didn't, because I still got to do all this research to figure out what to wear on Wednesday for 45 minutes.
How long have you known that we were going to dress up? And I'm the person pushing everybody to dress up, and my own husband is not dressing up. Just like my own husband.
Because your own husband gets a pass. You can be like, because that's my boy right there.
Because my own husband doesn't do the gym challenges that I try to get everybody to do. You are not leading. You're not an example.
I am a super serious, fast, quick workout guy. Like, I come at lunch. I got to get in, get out.
Okay. It takes a minute to see how many push-ups you can do in a minute. That was the challenge last week.
Really? I didn't know about it. Nobody told me.
Bull crap. I have people that I know listen to this that will call you out. We tried to get you to do it. How many skull crushers can you do? Yes, you knew
I did them. You guys were on the other side counting somebody else. I did. Wait.
You're lying.
89.
You're
lying. What I did. What was the record anyway? Who beat me?
You're lying. Runyon.
89. Nobody was. There was that one guy was over there counting them for me.
Jacob?
No, he wasn't there. It was another guy.
Of course it wasn't.
Yeah, it was. His name was like Silverman Fox.
Right, because he doesn't exist.
He does. He drives a Chevrolet.
Okay, your imaginary friend?
No, he was just in for the week. He was interviewing because he might move here. He had a guest pass. He had a membership, but he just used his key at our place. Okay. And then he might move here. And I was like, hey, Silverman Fox, can you count these out for me real quick?
Silverman Fox, you can't do better than that. You could have at least been like.
That's a great name, though. Really.
His name was John.
You should have seen him. He is an Adonis.
Oh, I bet.
He was. Bet.
Anyway, I'm a little hyper about the costume. Sorry.
You are. Goodness gracious.
Procrastination, I swear. Anyway, moving on.
Yeah.
Let me calm down.
Yeah,
I've been in my bag enough this week.
You have.
I was in my bag. Like, do y'all know what that is? Do you think people know what that is? They probably do. In your bag?
They probably don't know what.
Well, basically, it just means. I mean, you can look it up, but basically, it means you're just kind of down, kind of like in the dump, like I was in my bag. I was frustrated. I was upset about a few little things. Things are eating at me. A few things that I can't shake. Right. And do you know what Poshmark is?
No, I don't.
Okay. Well, Poshmark is an app that you can get. And it's basically, you can buy things on there. Like, you can buy, like, I just pulled it up right now. You tell, why is that? Got it. You tell them, it's almost like an Instagram for buying.
It did look like
right?
Instagram.
It's
they
like
have stories at the top or something.
You scroll through and see this person has these jeans. These jeans are for sale for $48. It's just like you can buy things. But what's so cool about them is they also, if you turn your notifications on, or notifications, as our daughter likes to say.
Notifications.
It sends you little like encouragements of the day. It'll send you a message will just pop up and it'll say, you are beautiful. Remember, you are awesome. Well, I've been in my bag about some things and it came up today And it just said, see right here on my notifications, enjoy where you are now. And I was like, thank you.
Where were you?
Well, I was in the car driving home. But I'm just saying, like, in life, I not that I don't love where I am now, but not to go into detail, but it just made me stop and think, quit worrying about where you should be, where you could be, where you want to be in your career, in your life, whatever it is, and just enjoy where you are now. And it made me stop and think, that's a good lesson, Poshmark. Thank you. Because so many times people are, I have so much going for me. I have a great career. I work at a great gym. I have a great husband. I have great kids.
Thank you.
And I don't take that for granted. Like, it's in my head, and I know that, and I even verbalize it to you, which I know I have all this good stuff. But there's always a but. But, I wanted to be here. I wanted to be there. I really need to be here. Why can't I be this? Why can't I do this?
Right.
And Poshmark reminded me today, enjoy where you are. Like, live in the moment. Enjoy where you are right now.
Yes.
Which I like.
It's hard to do. And for you, it's very hard. You've always been this way. You're very driven. You're very competitive. And you always want to, you get to that stage, you get to that step, and you're like, I want to get there.
Right.
Like, and like where you are now, I remember 4 years ago, you
right.
were like, I will never get to this point, and if I am, I'll be so happy.
Right.
Because 4 or 5 years ago, you're like, I just want to make it to where I don't have to go back to working.
Right.
For somebody else in a law firm or wherever it might
right.
be. I just want to get, and it's like, you got way past that, but then you always want, and that's good though. That's good. You want to be driven. You want to go for. You want to keep pushing yourself. But you don't want to get to a point where you're not content. And
right.
and I mean not content. You never want to be content, but you don't want to get to a point where
complacency is the word.
Complacent, or where you are so obsessed that it's disrupting your life, that it's making you uncomfortable in a sense that you're like
right.
not happy, and you're the people around you are worried about you, and it's, you know what I mean? That's
right.
not a good thing.
It's not like enjoy where you are and stay there. Like, obviously you want to keep moving, you want to keep pushing forward, you want to keep growing, but sometimes you're so focused on that, so focused on getting further, so focused on doing X, Y, or Z that you don't live in the moment, and you don't enjoy where you are. Like, enjoy now. Because I have everything I need. I have everything I've ever wanted. So I need to stop and enjoy that and live in the moment while I still continue to work on my goals, of course. But when you're so focused on what you could have and what you want, sometimes you miss out on what you have right in front of you, and you're not enjoying what you have right here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I really liked that little reminder. Sometimes their reminders are really kind of corny, and I'm like, oh my gosh, whatever. Like,
no, that's really good.
But today it was really good, and it just kind of spoke to me. It was the right thing to say at the right time, I guess.
I think people get upset, or they get depressed, or they get down, or they get in their head or in their bag, or whatever people call it, when they don't have goals, when they aren't going after something.
Right.
Like, I think you have to have specific goals. You have to have specific benchmarks that you're focused on. Stay focused on that.
100%, yeah.
And go after it. That way you don't get distracted by stupid stuff, because then you get distracted and see things out there that you're like, oh, I wish I had that. Well, was that even your goal? Or is that something, everybody wishes they had that.
Right.
Like you've got to focus on what you want to obtain, and I'm preaching to myself, and you've got to keep it in sight, and you got to strive to get there. And I think people get lost and they get depressed because they don't have any, I don't know, what is it? You don't have any meaning.
Right.
Because you don't know what to go after. You're just living day to day, and you've got the humdrum like routine, and you're just kind of floating around out there, instead of like, this is what I'm going after. This is what I'm going to, this what I want to achieve in these areas of my life by this time.
Right. Well, and
I have a short-term goal, I have a long-term goal, but I have it in these 3 different places, whether it be spiritually, physically, and career-wise. I want to reach these goals. Well, now you got to drop it down another level, and you got to say, well, to reach those goals, I got to spend this time every day. Right. You can't get there physically unless you put it in.
No, right.
You can't get there mentally unless you put it in. You can't get there spiritually unless you put it in.
Right.
It's impossible.
100% agree with you. And you get sidetracked when you don't do all that. And then you just are spinning. And I find myself doing this sometimes too. Like, I mean, I set goals and everything. But sometimes I think that I focus too hard in on them. And I just find myself going in a circle around and around and around. And I get on this like merry-go-round and I like can't get off because I'm not really doing anything actively to push
execute
myself
that
to
goal.
execute the goal.
You got to execute.
And so that's why, like, have you ever heard of setting SMART goals? Specific,
I think so.
measurable,
I think I've heard you.
attainable,
Yeah, you've
time
taught.
consuming.
Yep.
Okay.
You've told me about that.
Putting a time on your goals is important. Okay, so you just talked about short-term and long-term goals, which I totally love. The long-term goals, it's great. You should set everything, but the short-term goals are so much more important.
Oh, by far.
And to put a time on it.
Yes, you have to. That way you feel pressure.
So, like, okay, by spring, I want to XYZ. You know what I mean? Or by the end of so that way it's like, oh, I've got. So sometimes you don't get there. I mean, how many times have I set the freaking goal if I want to do 10 pull-ups by the end? I still can't do 10.
But you have to tell somebody about that goal, and you have to make sure somebody's holding you accountable.
You do, because I didn't hold myself accountable for it. I can do 3, but that's
right.
It.
You need somebody else to hold you accountable because it's too hard by yourself.
It's just important to do that, and I didn't mean to get off sidetrack there, but I just.
No, it's so important because I deal with producers. I help people produce. That's what I do as like a consultant in the industry and sales. It's like, okay, we've set these goals, but sometimes it's a distraction to people because they set them and that's it.
Yeah.
They set them and they've satisfied their boss. They go, great. You're going to do that every quarter? Well, you got to do it now.
Right.
So how are we going to execute a plan to reach the numbers that you put out there?
Right.
Because if we don't have a plan to execute and you don't work it every single day on the bad days,
right,
just as well as the good days, then you will not hit your goal. And then your boss will lose a little bit of faith in you. And then you're going to be scrambling to try to make up that first quarter goal along with the second quarter goal so you can say, see, I just had a bad first quarter, but we're on track now. But anyway, it's so important to have those goals and really execute them. Right. And I'm preaching myself. I've been the guy that did that, did put the goal out there that I didn't have a plan, and then I'm finding myself in the hole. So it's from failure I get to see and try to help people. Like, I've failed, I've screwed up, I've tried to make people feel better.
Right.
About who I am. And I don't even really know. I just know what they want to hear.
Right.
But that's not good enough anyway.
Right. Wow, that got deep. We started out light and jovial, and then we really got down in it.
We did. We got down in it.
I think there's a whole another podcast we can talk about.
I love talking about that stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, because a lot of times we're preaching to ourselves, you know what I mean?
I'm totally preaching to myself.
Like right now, just that whole conversation, my mind's like, yeah, Angie, yeah, right. Do what you're saying. You know what I mean?
Yeah. We got to get out there.
I don't know. All right, that's about all I got, though.
That's it.
All right. Bye.